What's up guys, I'm Nick, and this is Build Dad Build. And you know what today is? It's one of my favorite days of the year. It's Friday the 13th. And you know what that means, kids? If you're gonna be heading out into the woods with your significant other tonight or any other night, make sure you take protection. Okay guys, so originally this was supposed to be an epoxy project. I kind of messed up and I had another epoxy project going, which will be a future video, and I realized that there was no way that I was going to be able to pour, cure, and all that stuff in time. So this is going to be another laser project, but it is going to be Friday the 13th themed. And we're gonna be laser engraving on canvas. And since it's my first time, do you remember your first time? We're gonna have some mistakes along the way. Stick around and watch me work through the issues I had with this project. Now,
let's get to work.
Okay, so the first thing we wanna do is prep our canvases. So here's our canvas, here's what we're gonna use for our test piece. And I'm just gonna come in here, let's move this over a little bit. And you wanna start, and we're just gonna do one even coat all the way across. Then you're gonna come the other way. I like to get the edges. You probably don't have to get the edges with the first color. You can probably just do it with the second, but I feel like it just looks more finished. I figure if anything burns over an edge, it might burn through the top color. So I think it'll look a little bit better if you're off a little bit. And this is Build Dad Build. We are off quite a bit. Kind of getting the little spots. Okay, now we're gonna let that dry for about an hour, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna do the same thing with black.
1 hour later.
All right, it's been about an hour, and let's spray paint these again. Okay, so we're gonna come into Photoshop, and the canvases I have are 11 by 14. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that size. And let's see, we should probably do, 600 DPI is fine. And then I'm gonna go get my picture. This picture is something that I bought from Etsy as an SVG file. And now we're going to select it, and we'll take it over to our canvas that we already made, drop it in there. And this canvas, when I made it in grayscale, so it's already made it black and white. I'm gonna draw it out, and it's not gonna fit exactly, so I end up kind of bringing it big, but then I bring it back in. And that's only because I didn't want to have a white border on one side, and you'll see what we do with that just here in a second. But that's in the center of the canvas now. Play around with it a little bit more, and that's not too bad. We like it like that. So what I'm gonna do now is come up here, and I'm just gonna flip the flip the canvas in order to, just so I can see it better. Okay, so now that we've got that turned, we're just gonna take a look at it now. The next thing we wanna do is invert the image. So we're gonna head back up to the menu bar, and we're gonna go invert. And this is just gonna give us a negative, because we're gonna wanna burn out the positive space, or the negative space. I can never remember which one. And then we're gonna come up, let's see, we'll mess with brightness, we'll mess with contrast a little bit. Basically anything that's really, really dark is gonna burn the darkest through. Anything that's lighter isn't gonna burn through as much. After that, I'm just gonna go into curves and kind of adjust this a little bit. This is kind of personal preference more than anything. You kind of wanna get it to where you've got a decent amount of contrast. From there, I'm just coming in with the clone tool and the blur tool and just kind of feathering out the edges, because we do have kind of a hard line all the way around. And since that canvas is gonna just be jet black, I don't want you to be able to see those edges so clearly. And then we're just gonna come in and we're gonna export it as a PNG. And that's what we're gonna pull into Lightburn to use as our file. All right guys, so here we have our little test canvas. We're gonna run some tests of different powers of the laser to see which one we like the best. This test tile file that I'm about to run is something I got from the Edge of Tech. I'll link to his channel down below. Go check out his stuff. He does some awesome laser work. He's definitely
my kind of nerd.
Okay, the test tile thing isn't working out. As soon as the laser comes on, the flame detection goes off and shuts the machine down. I might just go with his settings for now. Maybe kick up the speed of the laser a little bit and do like a little test image on this canvas, and maybe like I'm gonna give it a little bit and then judge from there if I need to change it or not. Okay, it is the next day. Very frustrating day yesterday with the laser, not good results. And what I've realized, it was all rookie mistake. Go figure, just noob stuff.
Noob stuff.
First, there are 2 test tiles in Edge of Technology's down low. One goes from 100% down to 10% or something like that. And one goes from 8% up to 40%. I used the wrong one. And that's the reason that the alarm kept going off. So once I realized the error of my ways, I didn't have a small test tile, so I went ahead and ran it on the big canvas. So this is what that looks like. So here, like we've got just a slight burn, and then we start getting into the red. And as you can see, like if you can see these numbers, that's 12%. Well, yesterday I started at like 45% or something, and if you look down here, we get to 20%, we jump to 30, and 40's burning through the canvas. So I was going way too high on the power. And the only reason I wasn't burning through the canvas is because I had the speed set so high. But still not a great image, and it just didn't turn out well. And the second
most rookie mistake I made
was I forgot that once you get done with the burn, you have to kind of wipe it off with a little bit of water to get the ash off there. So when I was doing this one, I thought I wasn't getting through the black layer to the red, when actually I was just burning right through it, because it doesn't look nearly as good until you wipe it off. This one looks good, this one looks horrible. But hopefully we have that dialed in now. And so here's what we're gonna do. Darkest burn to be probably right here. So 14, I might even, I'll probably go 14. Because I want it looks like the darkest part of the burn is gonna be the Jason masks. So I want that to be kind of a dirty white. So we're gonna set it at 14. This is a test at 1200 millimeters per minute. So that's what we're gonna set the machine at, and then we're just going to, we're just gonna send it, man. Just gonna send it. What's up guys? It's a day later. We are still having a problem with that canvas. It's just not burning the way I want it to. So I'm kind of back to the drawing board in here. I ran some tests. I don't know if you can see them. They were not the best, but I did land on what I think is some good settings for this. And that is 7,000 millimeters per second at 85% power. Check this out. I also changed the image just because I thought I had an image that had a little bit more contrast and wasn't gonna be so muddled. So check this out. It looks so much better already. I'm stoked. Woohoo! Lasering! What yo? I don't remember the words to that song.
Lasering.
All right, it is moment of truth time. I'm gonna come in here. We're just gonna brush this off. All right, guys, before we get to the results, I just wanted to say thanks for sticking around. I've raised a glass to you, a little whiskey finish here. Thanks for sticking around, really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing if you dig the vibe of this channel. If you don't,
Get out.
but still hit the like button. And I would also like to thank all of my Patreon members. You guys are the bee's knees, especially my top tier patrons or Boilermaker patrons, Stephen Mann, Eric Weiss, Derek Coates, Chuck Faulkner, Puffy Muffins, Zach Z, and Andy the Viking. The highest of Clinkies, kids. All right, and now on to the results. So this just turned out poorly. So this is the test piece that I was kind of testing on the fly. It shut off here, I turned it over. burn it up. It's just, the detail's not very good there, and of course, we burned too deep. So mistake or opportunity, number one. Number two, and this one, so I was still burning too deep and didn't realize it, but the thing that sucks about this one is the alarm did go off in the middle. I think I've got that fixed now, by the way, but it went off in the middle, and I guess when I was trying to reset it, I bumped the canvas. I shifted over right here. So once I realized that, I mean, I just stopped it. And now, on to the good result. At first, I wasn't super stoked with this because I thought it kind of needed a little bit more detail, but the more I look at it, the more I dig the fact that I can totally tell what this is a picture of with that limited amount of detail. Like, the detail is spot on as far as I'm concerned. Look at that, so good. And we finally got our laser dialed in. I think I could have burnt a little deeper, but I would hate to have tried to do another pass and ruin this. I just think maybe I probably should have adjusted the contrast a little bit more before I started the print, but dude, this is I don't know if you can see this. I mean, it kind of shows up in camera, but you can see the outline of his hand. It's just faint. And to me, that's what it makes it cool looking. So good. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. If you have any ideas for things like materials you want to see lasered, or I guess images even that you want to see lasered, go ahead and leave those down below. I'll kind of keep a running tally, and the next time I put out a laser video, we'll try to get to some of those if they're cool. If they're not cool, we're not doing them. But until next time, thanks for playing, and now I gotta get to work. Dip, dip, dip. Did the dog shit in the lawn? Did the dog shit on the lawn? Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. I like big butts and I cannot lie. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Not a butt man. This testile file, he's definitely my kind of nerd. All right, let's get to burning. Wow, that stinks. So this is the headband that I ran with this morning. And I forgot I was gonna be shooting this intro. So it smells like sweat and whiskey. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Kareem don't like it. Is it Kareem, Shareem? I can't remember. Stinks so good. Whoosh, stop, you're hurting me. Does anybody get that reference?